Hello there, Mark Cunningham here, and in this video you're going to learn how to create batch payments in Xero. Now in this video I use the Australian version of Xero, but it's pretty much the same for any country's version of Xero, so you can go ahead and follow along with this lesson no matter which version you're using. I'd also like to point out that this lesson is pretty comprehensive, which is why it's so long, and it's also part of a full course, so if you'd like to learn more about Xero then check out the links in the description below. So that's enough from me. Let's jump into Xero and get started. So if we just go to Business and Bills to Pay, and we go to the Awaiting Payment tab, you can see here we've got this button, which is grayed out at the moment, called Batch Payment. So all we need to do is go through and select some bills and then click on the button, and we'll start the process for making a batch payment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick that one there, the Capital Cabco and the MCO cleaning services, and then I'll click on batch payment, and yep, and then on the next screen we just need to choose which one of our bank accounts we're going to make the payment from. So I'll just choose this business bank account, and then down here it's got a payment method, but we've only got the one payment method there, so we'll just click on continue to review bills. If you've got lots of bank accounts with different finance products, they'll all show up here, so you might see a little bit more on your screen there than I do here in the demo company. Okay, so then we get to the batch payment template. So we've got a bit of detail at the top here. We've just got our business bank account there, payment method, create a batch payment, so that's what we just chose. There's a date box at the top there. If you want to choose a different date, you can go ahead. I'll just leave that as today. And then you can also put a reference in at the top here. So I'll just put a little reference in. Okay, I'll just call this batch 1. And then down in here, these are the 3 payments that we chose to pay with our batch. And you can see here that all of these lines are a little bit different. And I'll show you how this automatically populated in just a second. So I'll just duplicate the screen and then I'll get out of here. Okay, so we've got Capital Cabco, Dimples Warehouse and MCO, and so it's that one, and that one, so that's populated from there. And then we've got the amounts due over here, 142, 362 and 170 and 50. So the 362, the 142 and the 170.50 over there. And then we've got our due dates as well. So this one's the 24th of November, the 16th and the 17th of December. So they're the dates there, 24th, 17th and 16th of November. So that's all come from over there. So what we've got left now is the reference from bill, which you can see there, CS815. We've got CS815, and you'll remember that we typed those in at the top when we were creating the bills. You've got the GBW Reg 5 there, which is that one there. And then the MCO cleaning services bill doesn't actually have a reference on the bill. So that's why that's blank over there. And it's come through as blank over here. Now, the next column is a little bit confusing to look at first. So this one's got a payee reference and it's got demo AU. This one's payee reference is the same as the reference from the bill, and this one is the same as well in the fact that it just doesn't have anything at all. So what I'll do is I'll just grab another screen here and we'll go into the contacts, and the first one we will look up is the Capital Cabco. So that's it there. And if we go into edit and we scroll down to the batch payments section, you can see that we've got the BSB and account number there and the name of the bank account there. So that's what's come through here, BSB and account number. The name of the bank account hasn't come through, just the BSB and account number from there. On this next line here, you can see it's typed in demo AU, and that's the demo AU that's come through there. So if you put something in here, it will bring it through as the payee reference no matter what you put on the bill. So if you put something different on the bill, it will be overridden with this demo AU. On the other hand, if we look up the Dimples warehouse, so I'll just get another screen again, and we'll go to Dimples. We scroll down to batch payments. Okay, so we don't have a bank account number in there, which is a problem from the start. But down here we've got details, and we haven't actually got anything typed in there. So when you go to create a batch, it will grab the reference from the bill rather than grabbing the payee reference from here, because there's actually nothing to grab. So if you want to use the reference from your bills, if you want to use these as the reference numbers in your batches, don't type anything in there, otherwise it will use that, and you'll have to go in to here, and you can actually click in there and type over it or delete it and type something new. So you'll just have to manually fix it up, basically, is what I'm saying. So if you would rather just use your reference from your bill, just leave that blank in the contacts area. Okay, so the capital Cabco, assuming that that's what we actually want in there, is fine, that line. The Dimples warehouse, on the other hand, doesn't have a BSB and account number, and that's because we haven't put one in here. So if you put one in there, it will come through to your batch here. Otherwise, you've got to manually type it in. So just for this exercise, I'll just manually type something in. Okay, so I've just put some fake information in there, so that's fine. And then for the MCO cleaning services, we don't have a payee reference and we don't have a bank account at all. So if we went in and looked up the contact, which I won't do, all of that will be blank, just like it is here. So what I'll do is I'll put in a payee reference. I'll just put, let's just say it's bill number 12, and I'll just put in a BSB and account number as well. Okay, so there's some information in there as well. So now we've got all of the parameters filled in on all three of our lines. So we can go ahead and just click on continue to payment summary. Okay, so this is where you can just check your payment summary. So you can see here we've got the payee reference. We've got that 012 that I typed in there. All of them have their bank accounts. You can see it's squashed together, the BSBs and the account numbers. So that's fine. That's just the way it does it. And we've got our reference for our entire batch at the top there that we typed in before. And also the payment date as today's date. All right, so let's just finish and view the batch. Okay, so here we are. It's another screen that looks pretty similar to the last one. So once again, just triple check. See here it says details to appear on the contacts bank statement. So just make sure you've got the right references in there that you want to go through to your supplier's bank accounts as a reference, and not what's over here, particularly this one that doesn't even have a reference. So if that's all okay, then you should be all right to proceed. So we'll just have a look now at some options at the top up here. And the first one we're quite familiar with is a little button here where you can attach files. So just like all the other ones, you can attach Excel documents or images or whatever you like. So that's just the same as the other ones that you've seen before. The other thing you can do here is you can print a PDF. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, we'll just have a look. Okay, so you can see here that this is just the information on the batch, just in a hard copy version there. So if you need to save that and file it away somewhere, that's how you can do it. So I'll just close that. And then over on the right here, we've got this options menu. So the first one on here is view remittance as a PDF. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll just put a branding theme on that one. We'll just use our standard one. Okay, so that's just the remittances that we can email to the customers when we're finished. So you can see we've got 3 of them there, just in our standard format. Okay, so that's that. The next option down is mark as reconciled. And then the one down the bottom here, remove and redo, these both belong to the bank reconciliation process. So that's something that we'll go through a bit later on in the course. We won't do that now. And then this option here, edit batch, this will take you back a step. So if you need to make any amendments to your batch before you upload it into your online banking, this is the last place that you can go to do it. So I won't do it here. It just takes you back into one of our prior screens and you can go ahead and make whatever changes you like. All right, so the next thing that we need to do in the whole process is export a batch file and then import it into your online banking. So I can show you how to export the batch file, but I can't show you how to import it into online banking because I can't do this for real. And also because obviously every bank will have a slightly different process. So what you need to do is get familiar with the process for your online banking, and then you can go ahead and upload your batch files. So I'll just click on this one, and that downloads this ABA file, which I'll open up. And what you get is this file that looks a little bit funny, but it's actually got the BSBs and account numbers, and it's got the names of the suppliers. It's got those reference numbers in there as well, and it's got the amounts in there as well. So when you upload this into your online banking, it should pick up all this information and sort it out properly. And for this particular one, it should come up with payments to 3 different suppliers, and that should all go through just fine. So just one other thing with your upload process, when you go in to do your batch payment in online banking, you might be able to choose whether the payments should go through as individual payments or just as one batch. So if you choose individual payments, they'll come back into your Xero feed in your bank account individually, so you can reconcile them individually against the bills. But if not, it'll come through as one payment, and then you reconcile it against the whole batch. So that's just something to keep in mind. You can just do that whichever way you like. All right, so once you've actually done that, we can just assume that you've made your payment through your online banking. So then you might want to finish off by sending remittance to your suppliers. So we'll just click on that one. Okay, and just like all the other emails that get sent directly from Xero, you've got some options on here. So the first thing to note is that each of the suppliers, it's tried to pick up an email address from the contacts, and Capital Cabco and MCO Cleaning, they don't have any email addresses in there at the moment. So if you're going to be sending batch payments to people and you want to send remittances, just make sure you put their email addresses in their contact card in Xero, and then it will pick it up and you don't have to type it in here. Moving further down, you've just got some of the usual things. You can choose branding themes, and you can change the text on here if you want. And then finally down the bottom, you can tick on here if you want to send yourself a copy of the Xero email, keeping in mind that there's really no other way to get it. So if you'd like to keep it for audit trail purposes, then you'll need to email it to yourself. So that's how you do it. I'm not actually going to send it. I just wanted to show you where that is. So I'll just hit cancel. And that brings us to the end of the batch payment process in Xero. So now you know how to create batches out of bills that are sitting there waiting for payment. You also know to go in and make sure in the contacts for those particular suppliers, you fill in things like the BSB and bank account number and their email address as well. So it all gets picked up in the system. And then once you finish your batch, you can download an ABA file, upload it to the bank, and then send them a remittance straight out of Xero. So that's the batch payment process in Xero. Okay, that's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more free videos, and also check out the links in the description below for our Xero courses. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.